Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic, and I want to welcome you to my channel, Opinion Stated, where I give unfiltered, opinionated sports takes. Let's go. Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic. I want to welcome you back to my channel, Opinion Stated. And man, I've got a good one planned for you today. This one, of course, if you've already taken a look at the thumbnail, you know exactly what direction I'm headed into. It's not a video that the LeBron James fandom, fan club, fanboys, and fangirls are going to approve of, but I don't give a shit. That's how we're going today. If you haven't done so already, do me a huge favor. Like this video. Liking the video helps us to cruise along Algorithm Avenue, helps this content get into the presence of individuals like yourself who are interested in this kind of content. Subscribe to the channel also. Also click that notification bell to get you notified as to when this kind of content or my newest content is uploaded. I'm not wasting a fucking moment today. On the heels of watching ESPN this morning, just videos, not even the actual channel, but videos here on YouTube. You know what I mean? I was triggered, so to speak. And so that is, kind of the genesis and origin of this episode. I am entitling this episode The LeBron Glazers Parade. Is unbearable. Man, we are constantly still in this present iteration of NBA media, NBA being spoken about, sports media in general, independent media space even, has been invaded by a bunch of LeBron James, as Scap Attack will say, jock sniffers, and man, these folks who just, they don't relent from swinging from, the testicles of LeBron James at any moment, at every instance, being LeBron James apologists, forgiving some of his antics, which, a lot of us, they're just, just unbearable. You know what I mean? As I said in the title here, but LeBron James last night, set an NBA record, I guess, or another record, so to speak, um, when he became, I guess the player to score more 40-point games or have more 40-point outings after the age of 40 years old on ESPN's Get Up. And of course, the first show of the day on ESPN. They couldn't wait to celebrate. LeBron James has done it again. He's done something else. And so LeBron James now has two 40-point games beyond the age of 40. Okay. Surpassing Michael Jordan or the rest of NBA history, as they stated, showing a picture of Jordan here on the graphic from Get Up. I guess giving him something else to help to solidify in their mind, his GOAT case, or, whatever it is to say. I'm not saying that, mentioning the 40-point, feat is not something worth talking about. It is literally how or where it's positioned that makes it annoying to me, right? And when I say how or where it's positioned, I mean the game itself, you know what I mean? The feat itself, and having it come on the heels of All-Star Weekend, which was just a hutchu, sneeze, or blink ago, just a few days ago. The entire weekend where LeBron James basically pulled a no-show until moments before the game, where he showed up arriving in San Francisco and decides to make this shocking announcement to the press during a press conference that he wouldn't be playing in the game. You won't be seeing anything from me today. I won't be playing, unfortunately. I'm still having some ankle. Like, what's this? He couldn't remember the lie that he told himself that he had rehearsed on the airplane on the way to San Francisco. Some ankle discomfort, he said. Was careful not to say it was an injury, but some ankle discomfort that kept him out of this weekend's or this past weekend's festivities, he's played in a Wednesday night game and a Thursday night game. So Wednesday and then last night. So 2 nights in a row, back to back. Not uncommon for the NBA. Back to backs fucking happen in an 82 game season. We understand this, but it's just how it happened for him to lie about an injury, staging what I said in a previous video, a silent protest, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Not having the gumption or the respect to, or having the gumption rather, to disrespect the game itself by arriving late, or the weekend, in general, and the other all-stars who were named, by not playing team. You know what I mean? Like, this dude didn't even, have the respect to play team during a weekend that was all about celebrating celebrating the all stars and giving the fans something to cheer about and something to be excited about. So, man, I'm just super sick of LeBron James. You know what I mean? To be quite honest, I've enjoyed his career, but the antics that have come along with his career and those that still prevail, man, are just barf worthy. I just want to fucking puke every time I see or hear him do something, you know what I mean, that just brings into question his character. And so that's what I'm talking about more than anything else, is his character. Not that we can't celebrate the things that he does, not that we wouldn't just naturally celebrate them without the ESPNs or the FS1s or the whomevers, you know what I mean? Just like over inflating everything and trying to make more of a big deal out of it than it actually is. But regardless, let's give the Joker some flowers. You know what I mean? So after the age of 40, or after turning 40 in December, I believe his birthday is like December 30th or something like that. So just here over the last, couple months or so, he's averaged 26 points a game, almost 8 rebounds, and almost 9 assists. So remarkable stats that he's putting up. But I want to be clear. I want to be clear about something. Mostly when I'm listening to people talk about basketball or talk about basketball players, or, you know what I mean, or what they're using now to indicate greatness, so to speak, it's statistics. I played basketball, from a very young age. One thing that I never did, I never ran to the stat sheets at the end of the game to look at the stat sheet to be like, yo, what I do? How did I do? It didn't matter to me. I was about playing basketball. You know what I mean? Like, that mattered more to me than stats. So what people have begun to do is to equate overinflated stats with this, like, oh, he's still putting up great numbers and da da da. It's like, they're just numbers. If they don't equate to winning, then they don't matter. They're empty. It's the equivalent of having a quote unquote superstar player on a horrible, shitty team, and all they do is put up stats. And so for the most part, that's why LaMelo Ball didn't make it, to be selected as an all-star this year, because, well, it applies to some that when stats are overinflated, they don't really matter. But somehow this 40-year-old Joker, we're just like, oh my God, the stats. So either the stats count and the stats matter, or the stats don't matter. And in this case, I'm saying the stats don't matter. They don't matter as much as LaMelo's stats in Charlotte don't seem to count toward him being an all-star. LeBron James' stats are empty also. Empty fucking calories. They don't count. They don't really matter. It's like, yeah, it sure is impressive. It also makes me think that you guys have never actually witnessed basketball players like play the game. I'm not talking about just the NBA. I mean, like, great basketball players in your neighborhood, great people that you came up with, like, watching play the game, who continue to play the game through an advanced age, quote unquote, and you still watch them. Like, man, 40 years old, this dude still got it. He ain't the dude that he used to be at 20, but he can still play. This dude's like a street ball legend, bro. Like, he can still go, right? A lot of them in my upbringing, in the space where, you know what I mean, where I grew up playing basketball. I'm not sure about you guys. Clearly, where you guys act is like, oh my God, so shut up. So in this space of the celebratory praise on this glaze parade for LeBron James, clearly ESPN would show up. They organized the parade. You know what I mean? Clearly JJ Redick is there, you know what I mean, on this Laker parade float, because what else is he going to do but glaze LeBron? Because LeBron got him a job, and LeBron's going to keep him a job for as long as LeBron is in LA, probably until the summer. And then JJ will be on his own. I'm not saying he's going to get fired. I'm not saying I hope he gets fired. But I'm just saying, of course, he's at the parade, the glaze parade for LeBron, glazing as well. And so they or after the game in a press conference, JJ Redick had some comments that he made. I want to take it's about 5 minutes of commentary here. I want to just kind of get into what JJ said. Stephen A. Smith and Brian Windhorst had some comments after the fact as well. I'm not just gonna listen to this whole 5 minutes. I'm gonna jump in, kind of make some comments as we go. Let's not belabor the point here. Let's see what JJ Redick had to say.
We'll keep it rolling here, guys. LeBron James scored 40 points, including 8 straight in a fourth quarter surge as the Los Angeles Lakers beat the Portland Trail Blazers 110-102 on Thursday night. The Lakers were without guard Luka Doncic, who missed the game as he continues to recover from a strained calf. Coach JJ Redick had some glowing comments about LeBron postgame.
He really just defies anything that's normal, and not just the physical feats and the plays. It's the mentality. He is, again, I believe I saw the other day, he's a billionaire. And he's playing on the second night of a back-to-back at 40 after 22 years with every frickin' record and every accolade. And the kids will say that I'm glazing him. He's one of the greatest competitors.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause right there. JJ Redick is full of shit, bro. It's so crazy. It's really interesting to me. Like when I listen to people talk, and so I will often I don't really like to argue as a it's just like one of my traits in my character. I just don't like to argue with people because half the time when people are arguing, they're not listening to themselves. They just start saying some stupid ass shit. And so often I'll ask a person when they're trying to dive into some argument, we're like, do you hear yourself talking? I just want to make sure that you hear what I hear, that what I hear is actually what you're saying, and that we're on the same page about what's being said here, because you sound fucking crazy. He's just one of the greatest competitors. The things that he does don't speak to him being this uber competitor. You know, he's going to get in the game and compete this past weekend. He's a competitor. His foot sore Q. Shut the fuck up. I don't nobody want to hear that fake foot injury bullshit. He's been dealing with a foot injury for the last couple years, the apologist will say. He told y'all that his foot was bothering him, the apologist will say. Have you guys ever, I once severely sprained 2 ankles in the same basketball game. Had the first ankle taped, got in, laced the shoe back up, went back in the game, overcompensated from one ankle, sprained the other ankle. On the very next play, like in someone play, coming down, grabbed the rebound, came down on somebody's foot. I'm like, bro, came out of that game, had that ankle taped to, got back in the game and played. I would not suggest to you that I'm some Iron Man or that I'm telling you I was out there still dunking on folks and doing the thing. I don't know how I finished the game in reality. I mean, aside from sheer willing myself to play on 2 bum wheels. But my point is, if you've ever played basketball on a hurt foot, hurt leg, hurt ankle, anything, it is not an easy thing to do. And it does not heal in subsequent, for subsequent games without actually taking a break to let it heal. So as the season goes on, you get deeper into an 82 game season, you don't get better miraculously without taking the necessary time off to heal. A 1 game this past weekend ain't enough to help this dude's foot and ankle discomfort all of a sudden go away. That's baloney. Why? Because you got to get back on the court and play. And then so once you start running and jumping and doing all the kick the fucking basketball in the stands, we watched him do. Literally, he kicked the ball in the stands off of his ankle just a couple games ago, 2 nights ago. The same ankle that he's claiming to us that hurt. After he did it, he's on both. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. Just like, that's the one thing about a liar that I really despise is that when you tell a lie, you know what I mean? Then you got to remember the lie that you told and make sure that you're playing the part. That's why I don't lie. That's why I believe in having integrity and living my life with integrity. I don't have anybody that I care enough about to lie to them. I don't, bro. I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm just going to tell the truth. I don't care enough to be fabricating some story that I then got to keep remembering to be like, oh, I don't want you to know the truth. No, I'm just going to tell you the truth. And either you're going to deal with it or you're not going to deal with it. But the one thing that you'll like or dislike me for is being a truth teller. It won't be because you're not going to dislike me because I keep lying. And I'm like, look at him exposing himself. He lied, making a fool of himself, thought his foot was hurting. Look at him up jumping around and shit. It's like, come on, bro. It's so weird. And so, sure, you know what LeBron James has done throughout his career, like I said, man, it's remarkable. I'm not taking anything from him, but I just hate, you know, this idea that pervades through the mouth of like a JJ Redick, and then that will continue to spew from the lips of a Brian Windhorst, Grand Marshal of the Glaze Parade, moving forward. I'll stop where necessary. Let's get back into the audio.
Stephen A., what are your thoughts about what JJ just had to say about LeBron?
JJ Redick didn't tell a lie. He said the absolute truth. I just hope that he wasn't talking as if somebody didn't notice that or people haven't said that about LeBron James. When have people not said that about LeBron James? Matter of fact.
2 days ago?
What did we say 2 days ago? What did we miss, Woody? What did we say 2 days ago?
Everybody was on him for not playing in the All-Star game. You know, JJ's just pointing out that
two things could be true. Two things could be true. I'll still get on him for not playing the All-Star game. He should have played. He should have dressed, and he should have played even if it was just for a few minutes. He absolutely should have played. All of a sudden, the ankle and the foot injury doesn't seem that bad. Not over the last 2 games, right? If you could do it then, you probably could have played a few minutes on Sunday. That's all I'm saying. But 2 things could be true. That could be true, while in the same breath, every syllable that JJ Redick uttered about him is true. And to LeBron James, to his family, to his loved ones, to his fans across the globe and everything, LeBron James is one of the top 2 greatest players in the history of basketball. He's an incredible ambassador for the game. He is a treasure to the game. We will miss him when he is gone. He's a 4-time champion, 4-time league MVP. There is nothing. And the biggest thing about him, he has never, ever cheated the game outside of All-Star Weekend. He's never cheated the game. Never cheated the game. Because, you know, I blame him for the slam dunk contest. I will forever blame him for the slam dunk contest. But he has never cheated the game. Okay, outside of All-Star Weekend in his career, and his conditioning to show up and to be in the condition and to take care of himself the way that he does. I'm just looking at him, and the guy has done so many, many great things. Don't think for 1 second that JJ Redick was saying something the world doesn't know or shouldn't know. This is one of the greatest players in NBA history, top 2 all time as far as I'm concerned. And even with all of that, the story is always being told while it's ongoing.
they went on this.
I'm going to pause right there. And I'm going to tell you what really pisses me off about like all of it, like the Glaze Parade. It just kills me, bro, because that's the first one of their go-tos over the years has been this Iron Man idea for LeBron. All the money he puts into his body, his conditioning, da 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 da. Shut the fuck. It just drives me crazy, bro. It drives me crazy, bro. Because, well, then you want us to excuse the instances where he hasn't been an Iron Man. You want us to excuse the 3 seasons worth of games that he's actually missed. While putting it under some cloak that he's like this, well-conditioned, well-oiled machine. It's like, come on, bro. You can't have it both ways. You guys got to pick and choose one. The idea that LeBron James has never cheated the game outside of All-Star Weekend this past weekend, it's the only time that he ever cheated the game, is fucking bullshit. It is bullshit. I have a whole episode, one of the most popular episodes on my channel since I started it last May, and where I detail how LeBron James has cheated the game. I detailed it specifically. If anybody is interested in seeing it, because you just like, that's bull, I'll link it at the end of this video so that you can take a look at it. I promise you, this Joker's been cheating the game, and he has said out of his own mouth that same silliness about not cheating the game, and it's bullshit. I've laid out a solid case for all the ways that he has cheated the game of basketball. Has he given a lot to the game of basketball? Sure he has, bro. But stop with the fucking glazing. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary, yo. And it's so disrespectful to the fans who are viewing it when you guys are just getting up here trying to act like something is that is not. Something is that is not. But on to the Grand Wizard, Grand Marshal, rather, of the Glaze Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Windhorst.
parade of compliments was because LeBron got ripped after starting in the All-Star game for 20 consecutive years, winning multiple MVPs, being the captain. He got destroyed for not playing because his foot was hurting him. So that's why JJ did it, because he's tired of hearing everybody complain about him. He played 21 minutes in the second half, played the last 15 minutes without coming out on Wednesday night. They lose. They fly to Portland. They get it at 3 o'clock. He comes in and has 40 points on the second night of a back-to-back in the game the Lakers needed to win. That was really what he was doing. He was just giving him his flowers because he played his butt off on a night when nobody really expected him to play. That's the bottom line.
Got it. Well, but do you think it helped that he was able to rest that All-Star break when some other players weren't?
Of course it helped.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this also. It's not that LeBron James missed. You got to believe that most people don't believe it was the foot and ankle injury. And there's certainly his performance last night and playing back-to-back games didn't add legitimacy to the claim that he couldn't go Sunday. Okay, so let's get that out the way. So why was this skepticism? Because there's a lot of people out there that believe the change in the format turned a lot of folks off, especially a guy like LeBron, and he didn't want to be a participant in it. So he found an excuse to bow out of it.
I don't blame him
Whether
for that.
That's true or not, I don't know that. But but people are saying that.
Yeah, did that time off help him? You guys, in your own opinion, like just use your own brain. Don't mind my antics, my input, my profanity, my amorous around it, my aggression. You know what I mean? The things that I'm triggered up. Put all of the emotion and all of that stuff aside. Just use your brain, bro. Taking off just the couple days for the All-Star break was the necessary medicine for this dude's foot soreness or foot discomfort. Like, come on, ankle, whatever it is. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Use your brain. That's what you want to believe? Brian Windhorst, certainly he's a clutch client and a LeBron guy. He's only like actually, rose to popularity coming out of Ohio, where LeBron's from. Like literally LeBron and his mom have a connection because his mom was like LeBron's teacher. So he rose through the media ranks because of an interview that he did with LeBron when LeBron was a rookie. You guys do your own research on Brian Windhorst. Guarantee he's a clutch client. I guarantee he's a clutch client. Guarantee he's represented by that agency. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So of course he's gonna, he's only made these comments, had these glowing comments about LeBron because he's tired of people making excuse or complaining about him. We wouldn't be complaining about the dude if he stopped making dumbass excuses that aren't real. That's what we complain about. We complain about the antics and the bullshit instead of him actually stepping up to be the guy that, you know what I mean? Like we expect him to be, being the face of the NBA. That behavior, the behavior and his antics are not becoming of a face. It's like, come on, bro. What are you doing here? And so what really burns my biscuits, I would say, what really grinds my gears is when you apologists pretend not to understand the things that we're saying out loud that are annoying. And when you then conflate two things and be like, yeah, well, this, and then y'all ain't saying it when this happens. And where's the complaints now about now that he's playing great? You see, he took the time off and that's why he's playing so good. It's like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's why we're saying it. And it's not because we expect this dude to walk on water or glow in the dark. Man, if you are hurt, you are hurt. But if you are hurt, then there should be some evidence of you being hurt. Not some Superman bounce back. Every time you say you're hurt, then all of a sudden, like Superman, you're bouncing back. And then when it's convenient for you to be hurt, you just want to be like, oh, yeah, it's a little off tonight because, I've been dealing with this foot injury. The one I've been talking about to y'all since Miami when I went to see the LeBron James, the foot doctors, and he told me that I didn't need surgery. When it sounds to me like surgery would have fucking helped all this time. So if that's what you're continuing to have to deal with, bro, sounds to me like you should have taken the time to have the surgery in the off season, maybe during the season, whatever it's going to take to keep you on the court, bro, and keep you playing. But just missing the All-Star game that's not the answer, and it's a fucking lie, and we don't like it, and so we're speaking out against it. It's not even so much that he missed the All-Star game. I think that bothers me. It's how he was MIA for the whole weekend, and then he showed up on Sunday. Literally, it was reported that he flew into town, had just arrived in San Francisco on Sunday afternoon when the game is about to be played here in a few hours. And he shows up with just this air of like, whatever, fuck this shit. Basically, it's the kind of air that you could sense on him in his energy. Go back and look at the interviews. He didn't care. And then he showed that he didn't care in this graphic that I have displayed on screen, where he decides not even to get dressed. Yeah, you're not going to play. That's cool. We understand it. But you didn't even have the decency to put on the warm-up in the uniform so that you don't just look crazy in the photos. I made a comment in one of my last videos. I was like, he's the first player in NBA history, you know what I mean, to like jump in the photo, fake injure. And now I was like, no, he's not. You didn't even do any research. There are other players who've done it too. Okay. Well, those players didn't actually announce an hour before the game that they weren't going to play. When your warm-up is right there in the locker. You came in the locker room and shook everybody's hand basically for the photo op. You could have just threw the warm-up on, bro, at least, man, so that you're looking uniform, solid as a form of solidarity, a show of solidarity with the brotherhood, the brotherhood that you claim to love so much. It was disrespectful, man, for him not to dress even. And before anybody's like, well, that's a reach. You just had to get dressed. Giannis was injured as well. And Giannis Antetokounmpo was the first player announced on the broadcast on Sunday when they were announcing the All-Stars. And Giannis came out with at least a warm-up on, I was thinking. In the post-game press conference, he didn't even play, but he came in to interview as well and to talk. And guess what he had on? He had the jersey on. So he had taken the warm-up jacket off and he had his jersey on. That's what a proud All-Star. Come on, bro. This dude annoys me. So to that point, again, if you're injured, man. And I far be it for me to like, man, person got to go out there and play when you're hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not suggesting that at all. But what I'm saying is, don't tell us that it's fucking raining while you're standing on the roof pissing on us, bro, because it's disrespectful and it's not cool. And so the last two games since the All-Star break, you mean Wednesday and Thursday night, where a guy with a bum ankle, some discomfort and soreness, probably shouldn't play in both of those games with a bad wheel. He probably it's not advisable for him to play in both those games. And you can see from the graphic on the screen already the amount of minutes that he played in both those games. It's only 48 minutes in a basketball game, or 48 minutes in a basketball game. Two games that in reality don't mean anything because it's only two games against subpar competition. Well, that's the competitor in him. What are you saying? That a competitor ain't just going to suit up and get out there and help his team if his team. Well, isn't it more sensible for him to take these two games off against these bum ass teams in order to be more healthy for the long haul in these last 30 games? That would make more sense to me. I'm telling you, just use your brain, bro. Just use your brain here. That will make more sense. Now, even if you do decide to play, you take on a 38-minute workload in the game against Charlotte on Wednesday night, the first game back after missing the All-Star break. He played nearly the whole game on a bad ankle. Nearly the entire game, bro. 38 minutes. Came back last night in a back-to-back, 2 games in a row. Night 1, night 2, played 36 minutes. That's an average of 37 minutes in the last 2 games. The game is only 48 minutes long, guys. Also shot 22 shots in the game against Charlotte on Wednesday night. Shot 24 shots in the game last night. Scored 40 points last night. So don't forget the 40 points. You're going to conveniently leave that out. Nope. That actually doesn't help your case as much as you think that it does. Because, again, this is a dude on a bad wheel, supposedly, who's out here max effort all of a sudden. I mean, the All-Star game doesn't count. Why would he need to give max effort there? Nobody said you need to give max effort. We just said the Joker need to dress up. I mean, even if you don't play, at least, like Anthony Edwards announced before the game started, that or it was announced after the game started that Anthony Edwards pulled a groin or had some groin stiffness or soreness or something or another, that he wasn't going to play. That would have been more palatable for LeBron. People wouldn't have been giving him that smoke at all. At all, yo. Just be like, oh man, his ankle. As they were out there warming up, he must have tweaked the ankle or something, man. So he ain't gonna be going now. But at least he would have been in uniform. But again, for this kind of output on a bad wheel, further makes it bullshit. Further makes it bullshit. It just validates that it's bullshit. And so again, man, don't tell us one thing and then go out and do something that is contrary to what you're telling us out of your mouth, because it makes you look like a liar. And it makes us lose respect for you. It makes us lose respect for you as far as your character is concerned. Your basketball play is presently and has been phenomenal, bro. Your character, questionable, suspect. So that's the basis of this episode. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to watch the video. As I said, if you haven't done so already, do me a favor, like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel. We are on our road to our first 500 subscribers, man. Hopefully, you're already one. And if not, hopefully, you'll take this journey with us. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourselves. Blessings.